What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you. Some news that you can use. Anthony Joshua has been sighted in Miami, catching some rays because, of course, it's getting colder in the UK, but, it's getting colder, in a lot of places. But, he was enjoying himself, and then, of course, people were asking him about the upcoming fight between Fury and Wilder, and what he thought about it and what he thought about the words that, Deontay said about him. And and he's like, I ain't even sweating none of that. You know what I mean? And I look at that and I look at other channels and other people's responses to what he said, and of course these guys are not straight up the middle. They're on, the Wilder side of the street. Let's call it that way. They're on the Wilder side of the street. And they're like, oh, man, you're here early. You know what I mean? You're here like, you're here, 30 days too early? Really, it's about 15, 16 days too early, right? Because that fight's on the 1st, and it's it's 5th, I think. No, the 6th today, but he was in Miami on the 5th. I don't. He might still be in Miami. I'm not sure. I'm not the paparazzi. I don't run around chasing him. But he was in Miami yesterday, and they were saying things of like, hey man, you don't care about what's going on, and about those guys. And he was like, look, I ain't even sweating it, and you look at it from a side A standpoint, a guy that knows that he's in control, that knows his side is in control. It makes a lot of sense. You can go there anytime you want to. He could have went there last week, but I think he purposely went there early just to show, hey, I'm not coming there for that fight. I'm coming there to get some raise. You know what I mean? I'm living my best life. Going back and forth with you. You know what I mean? And I think he used that song on his birthday because that's the song that he used. It's almost like his theme song, right? He's doing those silly ass dances, you know what I mean? Because like if you look at the hook of that song, it's like, I'm not going back and forth with you. So what have Joshua and Deontay Wilder been doing? Going back and forth, right? He says, I'm living my best life. So he's just here soaking up some rays, chilling, chilling, seeing what the scenery's looking like in Miami, Florida. It's always like that, Dade County 305. You know what I mean? It's like when you go to Miami, like I do, you have to get immune to the women. Or you're gonna be breaking your neck everywhere. Oh. You know what I mean? What the thing? That's what you're gonna be doing. So, he's probably getting his neck broke a few times, looking at the scenery, just relaxing, man, living his best life. So, it's like, you really can't blame him. You know what I mean? It's like, why would he chase like a fight? He's already made a statement about the fight. We've covered it. We've been through that. He's made his statement, and he's more like a listener. You know what I'm saying? And then like, he more listens than talks because, if a fight's to be made, he'll make it until someone signs the contract. You send him the pin, you know what I mean? And it's basically like, it's easy, man. If he signs the contract, the fight will be on, and then they can start negotiations for all the smack talk, if there's any, from Joshua's side. I think because, I look at the Dominic Brazil, Joshua, that fight, and Dominic just kind of rolled up on him, and Joshua, you seen him get stone-faced, kind of, like militant, like, dude, don't step to me, you know what I mean? Don't be like all the other Americans and say something and not back it up. Those type of statements like that means something, definitely, but as far as him in Miami showing up, that has nothing to do. He's on the other side of the United States from Vegas. Now, had he been in Vegas or whatever, that would have been a different story, maybe, you know what I mean? But he's just here totally off base from that fight. That has nothing to do with that fight. You know what I mean? Dude can go anywhere he wants to. He has all the money. Like he says, I got enough of that. So he has that, and, like, hey, he was in Miami. What do you want from that guy? You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, he's made a statement. If Wilder wants to fight him, he needs to find his pin, go jump down in the ocean. You know what I mean? 100 feet down and find that pin. He lost. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but no, as far as him being here for the fight, You know, I did wonder why he hasn't come for the fight. He might come for the fight. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying he doesn't really necessarily have to, because it doesn't have anything to do with him. You know, so you know, those guys have their own fight with each other, you know, and it's almost like Joshua is an attachment to that fight some kind of way. You know, I mean, sure, he's the unified champion and all, but it's like those guys, you know, you can't say one fighter without the other. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like everyone's attached to everyone else, you know? And I think those guys should worry about each other besides worry about Anthony Joshua at the beach, or the other channels that's ridiculing Joshua for being in Miami. You know, oh, you're too early. Why you too early? You know, you should have came in, you know, later on, you know, when the fight is, you know, come when the fight. Well, you know, let's see if he comes. But, you know, as of now, we don't know if he's going to come or not. But anyway, I was just reporting that. I just thought that was worth mentioning. Of course, you guys, please subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this video. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.